My beloved child, before the foundation of the earth was laid, I knew you. Before light pierced the darkness, before the seas kissed the shore, before time began its rhythm, I spoke your name, not as the world has spoken it, but with reverence, with power, with eternity folded within the syllables. Your name is not an accident. It echoes in the halls of heaven, written in the book of remembrance etched on the palms of my hands. You have heard many voices throughout your life, some kind, some cruel, some demanding, some dismissive. But in the quiet places, beneath the noise, you have always known there was another voice. Mine, the one that never condemned you, never mocked you, never gave up on you. That whisper you felt in moments of stillness, that tug on your heart when the world around you grew silent, that was me. I am not far off. I have never been. You did not earn my closeness, nor did your mistakes ever repel me. I draw near because I delight in you. I call out because I created you with intention, with tenderness, with a purpose that no failure can erase. When you were just a child, when your prayers were simple and unfiltered, I was there. When you cried, without understanding, why, I was the one holding your soul even if your arms felt empty. In every unspoken ache I was present, and I am still present now. Let me teach you something the world has forgotten. Your worth is not measured by how others have treated you, but by the fact that I formed you with my own hands. Every part of you was crafted with wisdom. Your mind, your voice, your longings, even your vulnerabilities. The things you've tried to hide from others, the parts you were told made you weak. I see them and I call them beautiful. I call them purposeful. There is a longing in your soul that no achievement can satisfy, no relationship can fully fill. It is the echo of eternity, the ache to return to the one who created you. And today I am calling you back. Return not as a stranger or a servant, but as a beloved child. You do not have to earn this invitation. You only need to respond. You have wandered through deserts of self-doubt and shame, but I have kept watch. You feared you had gone too far, but I was walking behind you, ready to lead you home. The world has tried to rename you, unworthy, forgotten, insignificant. But I have always called you mine. When others left, I remained. When your own thoughts turned against you, I still spoke peace. And now I say it again more clearly than ever. You are mine. I have chosen you. Let the weight of that truth settle upon you. Let it silence every lie that ever declared you were unlovable. You are deeply loved, so deeply that I sent my son to redeem every part of your story. Not just the noble parts, not just the moments of success, but the broken places, the dark rooms, the regrets you dare not speak aloud. I redeem those too. I know your questions. Why me? Why now? Am I really worthy of this kind of love? And I answer with certainty, because you are mine, because I created you with eternity in mind, because there are things I have planted in you, gifts, callings, dreams that are now awakening. Even now, as you read these words, you feel it, the stirring, the warmth, the hope. That is my spirit awakening the places that lay dormant. You thought they were dead, but I say they are sleeping. And I have come to awaken them with the sound of my voice. Yes, my child, I am calling you. Not to religion, not to performance, not to burdens, but to relationship. Come walk with me again. Come sit in my presence without fear. You do not need to perform here. You only need to be present. Bring me your honesty. Bring me your anger, your doubts, your exhaustion. I can handle them all. I will not flinch. I will not reject you. You have spent years chasing affirmation from people who could not see your soul. You gave your best to those who discarded your value. But I never stopped seeing the treasure within you. I never stopped hoping that you would return to the place of truth, the place where you hear my voice and remember who you are. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are not too broken. You are mine. Let these words sink deeper than your fears. Let them rise louder than your shame. You were created for my glory, my presence, my embrace. Do not shrink back. Do not wait until you feel ready. I am ready now, and I have waited long enough. Will you let me speak again? Will you quiet the noise so I can remind you of the dreams we once shared, the destiny I designed for you before you were born? This is only the beginning. The voice that called you is still calling, and I will keep calling until you rise, until you return, until you walk again with boldness into the life I've prepared for you. My child, you have wondered many times why the silence felt so loud. Why, when you cried for answers, all you heard was stillness. But hear this. My silence was not absence. It was invitation. I was drawing you deeper, beyond the surface of quick solutions and into the wellspring of truth. I was teaching you to listen, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. You see, the loudest voice in heaven is often a whisper, and the clearest direction I give is not shouted through thunder, but spoken through peace. You've searched for signs, lights in the sky, doors flung open, voices from the mountaintop. But what if the sign was in your longing? What if the confirmation was in your tears and the ache that told you this world is not enough? That ache, my beloved, is holy. It is not a curse. It is your compass, pointing back to me. Even now, I am drawing near to you again. I have not forgotten the prayers you whispered when no one else was listening. I remember the promises you made in the dark. God, if you're real, please speak. Please rescue me. I heard them all, and I am answering, not with condemnation, but with compassion. You don't need to be perfect to come close. You don't need polished prayers or scripted praise. All I ask is your honesty. Bring me your disappointment, your confusion, your failure. Lay it all before me and watch how I transform even your mess into meaning. Do not let shame keep you silent. Shame is not your companion. It is your captor. And I have already broken its chains. There was never a moment in your life when I turned my face away, even when you turned yours. I walked with you in rebellion. I stood guard over you when danger closed in. I wept beside you when betrayal pierced your heart. And when you felt like giving up entirely, I was the one whispering, "Hold on, just a little longer. I'm not finished yet." Because I'm not finished, there are still chapters to write, blessings to release, songs to sing over your life. Do not let despair write your ending. That voice that says, "It's too late." That is not my voice. My voice says, "Behold, I make all things new." You may think that others are more qualified, more worthy, more anointed. But I remind you, I do not choose based on appearances. I choose based on the heart. I chose David when he was overlooked. I chose Esther when she was hidden. I chose Moses when he stuttered. And I choose you, yes you, even in your weakness. Your limitations do not limit me. Your brokenness does not repel me. In fact, I draw closest to the brokenhearted. I lift up the lowly. I crown the humble with favor, so stand. Even if your legs tremble, even if your heart still battles doubt, just stand. For when you take one step toward me, I run toward you with arms wide open. There's something sacred I want you to understand. You were never meant to find your identity in the opinions of people. You were created to find it in my presence. I know who you are. I know who you've always been. Before the rejection, before the abuse, before the confusion clouded your thoughts, I knew the real you. The you I created in joy, the you I called good. And now I speak that identity back into you. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are not disqualified. You are loved. You are chosen. You are called. Let those words echo louder than the failures that try to define you. You've been walking through a wilderness wondering if I even see you. But the wilderness is not your punishment. It's the place of preparation. It's where I reveal who I am. It's where I strip away the false so that only what is eternal remains. In the wilderness, I fed my people manna. I gave water from a rock. I made the soles of their feet not wear out. And I have been doing the same for you. Quietly, faithfully, supernaturally. Look back. See my fingerprints. That conversation that comforted you when you wanted to give up? That was me. That provision that came just in time? That was me. That strength that carried you when your own had run out? That was me. I was there all along. And I am here now. I know your name. I know your story. I know your pain. And I'm not intimidated by any of it. I am greater than your past, stronger than your fears, more faithful than the people who let you down. I don't love you because of what you do. I love you because of who I am, and I have chosen to call you mine. If you'll let go of your striving and simply abide in me, I will breathe new life into your weary soul. I will teach you to live from rest, not performance, to serve from love, not obligation, to give from overflow, not depletion. But to do this, you must learn to recognize my voice again. And to recognize it, you must return to stillness. I'm not in the chaos. I'm not in the criticism. I'm not in the condemnation. I am in the quiet. So come away with me. Even for a few minutes a day, come before the noise. Come before the world claims your focus. Sit with me in the morning and let me speak identity into your heart before anything else tries to define you. Let my voice be the first you hear and the loudest. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are not the product of your pain. You are the work of my hands, my masterpiece, my child. And no voice, not even your own, can undo what I have declared over you. Lift your head. I am not ashamed of you. I am proud of how far you've come. I see your tears. I count them all. And I catch them. Not one falls unnoticed. Every tear you've cried in private will be turned into testimony. Even now I am doing something new. You may not see it yet, but trust me, it has begun. I am shifting things in the unseen, healing old wounds, rearranging relationships, awakening purpose, breaking generational chains. Do not fear what I remove. Do not cling to what I ask you to release. I never take without preparing something greater. Let your answer be simple. Yes, Lord. Speak. Your servant is listening. For I am calling you deeper, not into rules, not into routine, but into intimacy, into identity, into a life not shaped by fear, but by faith. You were born for this moment. Your voice matters. Your presence carries light. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are seen, loved, chosen, and set apart. This is the season I am restoring your ears to hear again. This is the chapter where my voice becomes your anchor. This is the moment where you begin to walk, not as the wounded, but as the beloved. So, listen closely now, beloved. I have called you, I have appointed you, I have anointed you, and I will walk with you every step of the way. This is only the beginning. My child, you have cried out to me. Why is this season so hard? Why does the pain linger even when I seek you? And today I answer, not to rebuke, but to reveal. You are walking through the fire, yes, but it is not a fire that consumes, it is a fire that sanctifies. I do not delight in your pain, but I do delight in what the pain will produce. You are being refined, not punished. You are being purified, not forgotten. The flames that surround you are not sent to destroy, but to burn away what no longer belongs. Fear, pride, bitterness, compromise, and every illusion that clouds your vision. You ask me to draw you closer. You ask to be used for my glory, and now I am answering. For closeness with me often begins in the fire. It is there that I strip away every false source of comfort so that only my presence remains. It is there that I reveal my sufficiency, not just in your triumphs, but in your trials. When gold is refined, it is not the shine that proves its worth, but the fire that proves its purity. You too are becoming pure. You too are becoming whole. But this process is sacred and costly. Let me remind you of this truth. You are not alone in the fire. I walk beside you, just as I walked in the flames with my servants long ago. I did not rescue them before the furnace. I stood with them inside it, and they emerged untouched, unsinged, unbroken. You will too. The heat you feel is not the enemy's victory. It is my hand reshaping you into a vessel that can hold greater glory. Do not resist what I am doing. Even if it feels uncomfortable, trust that I am in control. I never waste pain. I never allow fire without purpose. You see only what is being lost, but I see what is being made. You see relationships changing, opportunities closing, familiar comforts fading, but I see a new you emerging. I see the warrior rising from the ashes. I see the priest refined in devotion. I see the prophet cleansed by truth. I see my image being restored in you. This is not punishment. This is preparation. You cannot carry the weight of your calling with impurity in your heart. You cannot walk in authority while bitterness festers within. You cannot declare freedom to others while remaining shackled to the past. And so I bring you to the fire, not to destroy your spirit, but to heal your soul. Every test is an invitation to trust me deeper. Every trial is an altar where you choose surrender over striving. Every loss is an opening for my fullness to enter. Let go, my child. Let go of the need to control what I am already redeeming. Let go of the questions that bind your heart in confusion. Let go of the offenses you still carry from wounds unspoken. Do not fear the refining. What emerges from the fire will be radiant, strong, holy, prepared, anointed. Yes, anointing often comes through crushing, but it is the crushing of the olive that releases the oil. It is the pressing of the grapes that brings forth new wine, and it is the refining of your heart that prepares you to carry my spirit in power and purity. You have asked for my presence, then allow me to make you a sanctuary. Sanctuaries are not built overnight. They are chiseled, carved, cleared of debris. They are shaped by master hands with patience and purpose. And that is what I am doing in you. So endure, not with despair, but with reverence. Say with your spirit, even in the fire I will trust, even in the heat I will praise, even in the breaking I will bless the name of the Lord, because what you are becoming is far more precious than gold. You will come out of this season with eyes that see clearer, with words that carry weight, with hands that heal, with feet that walk boldly, and with a heart that cannot be moved by storms. I know it hurts, but do not ask me to take away what I am using to transform you. Ask me instead for strength to endure, grace to stay surrendered, and wisdom to discern what I am burning away. Let my word be the water that soothes you as the flames refine. Let worship be the incense that rises even in the furnace. Let silence be sacred, for I speak most deeply in the stillness. This fire will not last forever. Every season has its end, and when it is complete, you will shine like the morning sun, carrying the glory of one who has been with me. Do not compare your journey. Some are not called to your level of refinement because they are not called to your level of authority. You are set apart, chosen, marked. Yes, it is heavier at times. Yes, it costs more. But the reward will be beyond what you can imagine. I am shaping you into a vessel of honor, one that will carry my word, release my healing, and shine my light in the darkest places. And for that, the fire is not optional. It is essential. But do not fear it. I am the fire, and I am the God who walks with you through it. You will not be burned. You will be blessed. You will not be consumed. You will be commissioned. So lift your eyes. Do not focus on the ashes. Look at the flame that never dies. My spirit within you. I am kindling something eternal. I am awakening what religion could not awaken. I'm consecrating you for a purpose higher than comfort. Do not look at what has been taken from you. Look at what is being made within you. Character, holiness, fire-tested faith. You are emerging different, transformed, unshakable. And when you walk out of this season, others will see the glow on your face. They will ask, "What happened to you?" And you will answer, "I walked through the fire with my God, and I was not destroyed. I was sanctified." Let that be your declaration even now. Let your song rise from the fire. Let your surrender be the altar. Let your tears become an offering, for the fire that sanctifies is my love in its most passionate form, refusing to leave you as you were, determined to make you holy and faithful to bring you through whole. You are mine, beloved. The fire will end, but the glory you carry will not. My beloved, come away with me, not to the crowds, not to the noise, not to the demands of the day, but to a quiet place, a garden where only my voice is heard and your soul finds its rest. The world will urge you to run, to strive, to produce. It will reward your busyness and praise your exhaustion. But I have not called you to wear burnout like a badge of honor. I have called you to abide. I long for you, not merely your service, not your performance, but you, your presence, your heart. Your silence. In the stillness I can show you things that hurry hides. In the stillness I tend to the wounds that words cannot reach. In the stillness I restore your identity, not as a servant scrambling for approval, but as a child, already accepted. Do you remember Eden, where it all began? It was not a palace, it was not a stage, it was a garden, a place of walking, talking, resting with me. And now I am calling you back there, back to the simplicity of communion, back to the sacred rhythm of grace over striving, back to the still waters and green pastures of my presence. Let me bring your soul into alignment. Let me quiet the voices that compete with mine. You've heard enough noise. You've seen enough opinions. Now hear my whisper. It does not demand. It invites. It heals. You do not need to be ready to enter this garden. You only need to come. Bring your tired mind. Bring your distracted heart. Bring your questions. I will meet you here. My child, your life was never meant to be one long performance. You were created for intimacy, not exhaustion. You were designed to dwell in me, not to impress me. Yes, work is good, obedience is holy, but even I, your creator, rested, not because I was weary, but because I was satisfied. And I want to teach you the same kind of rest, not a rest that comes only when all is perfect, but a rest that exists even in imperfection. The Garden of Stillness is not a place you visit once. It is the place I want you to live from. Let me tell you why stillness matters. Because in stillness, fear is exposed and peace is chosen. In stillness, lies lose their power and truth finds a home. In stillness, you are no longer defined by what you do, but by who you are. You are not your schedule. You are not your performance. You are not your past. You are mine. When you sit with me in stillness, I begin to untangle the knots inside you. The ones made by stress, by expectations, by comparison. I don't rush this work, I simply draw close and begin to breathe life again. You've asked me for clarity, but clarity comes when your heart is quiet. You've asked me for direction, but direction comes when you stop running. You've asked me for peace, but peace is found not in the absence of problems, but in the presence of your shepherd. Let me be that for you again, your shepherd, the one who leads you beside still waters, the one who restores your soul, not just your strength, but your very soul. Child, you are carrying burdens that were never yours to carry. You are exhausted because you've mistaken motion for progress. I never asked you to do it all. I asked you to come and sit with me. Let me prune your calendar. Let me speak into your yes and your no. Let me reorder your days so that peace leads and chaos follows no more. You will not miss destiny by resting in me. In fact, you'll find it. You will not fall behind by abiding in my presence. You will be propelled forward, not by pressure, but by purpose. In the garden of stillness, I show you what matters. Not every battle is yours to fight. Not every voice is yours to answer. Not every opportunity is yours to chase. Sometimes victory looks like remaining still when the world tells you to panic. Sometimes breakthrough comes in quiet surrender, not frantic action. I am not looking for multitaskers. I'm looking for worshipers. Not the ones who just sing, but those who listen. Not the ones who impress, but those who dwell. Let me make you one who dwells. Even now I am reaching for your hand. Let me lead you deeper into this garden. Let me show you how to breathe again, to laugh again, to love again, from a place of fullness, not fatigue. Can I remind you of something tender? I miss you when you rush. I miss you when you treat me like a task. I miss you when your prayers are hurried, when your worship is distracted, when your thoughts drift through obligation rather than love. But I don't withdraw. I stay near, hoping you'll slow down enough to notice I'm here, not to punish you, but to remind you. I'm not after your perfection. I'm after your presence. This is where healing happens, where the noise of the world fades and the nearness of my voice rises. In this garden, you will find what you've longed for: unrushed joy, unshakable peace, unfiltered connection. Let others chase platforms. I'm inviting you into presence. Let others race toward applause. I'm inviting you to rest in affection. You were not created for the chaos. You were created for communion. So pull away from the noise, silence the devices, turn down the demands, and return to the place where I wait, not as a judge, but as a friend. This is your garden. This is where I speak to you. This is where I sing over you. This is where I remind you of your belovedness. And when you rise from this stillness, you will carry something others cannot explain. A lightness, a clarity, a quiet strength. Because stillness births transformation, and those who learn to sit with me in silence will rise with me in power. So come, return to the garden, return to me. My child, come near. I see the places that ache. I see the wounds no one else can name. The ones hidden beneath your smile, beneath your strength, beneath your silence. And I say to you now, I do not come to expose you. I come to heal you. I do not press into your pain to shame you, but to pour my oil upon it. Oil of compassion, oil of mercy, oil of healing that flows from the deepest part of my heart. You have been carrying these burdens far too long. You have learned to function in your brokenness, but I want more than function. I want restoration. You have believed that healing is for others, that your story is too complicated, your hurt too deep, your mistakes too many. But I remind you, I am the God who leaves the 99 to find the one, and you are that one. There is no wound too old, no scar too deep, no moment too shameful, that my compassion cannot reach. I do not flinch at your pain. I do not pull away from your weakness. I draw nearer still. Let me touch the places you've tried to numb. Let me anoint what you've tried to forget. What you cover in silence, I cover in oil, and my oil does not run dry. Yes, you were abandoned. Yes, you were betrayed. Yes, you were dismissed, overlooked, used, misunderstood. But I was there, not as the cause, but as the comforter, not distant, but near. And even now I am binding up what has been torn apart. You have tried to move on, but I do not want you to merely move on. I want you to be made whole. My healing does not skip over the wound. It enters it, gently, faithfully, thoroughly. The oil I pour is not of this world. It does not just soothe symptoms. It reaches the root. It speaks to the memory. It calms the anxiety. It silences the shame. It restores what was lost and revives what was dead. Let me apply it now. Do not resist my hands. I am gentle. I am safe. I will not break what is already bruised. I will not reject what others called unworthy. I will not rush what requires tenderness. Let the tears come if they must. For every tear you cry in my presence is a seed, one I water with grace and bring to bloom in time. I keep them, everyone, and I trade them for joy. You've asked, how long will I carry this pain? And I say, until you let me carry it for you. You were never meant to hold this alone. My shoulders are strong enough, my heart is wide enough, my mercy is deep enough. Let me touch the memory that still stings. Let me heal the silence you've lived under for too long. Let me speak truth into the places where lies once ruled. You are not forgotten. You are not what they did to you. You are not the failure that haunts you. You are mine. And I do not define you by your trauma. I define you by my love. Let this be the moment where the healing begins. Not later, not when you feel ready, not when you think you've earned it. Now, here, just as you are. Breathe. Let the tension go. Let your soul unclench. You are safe in my presence. The oil of my compassion is already flowing. It is touching every unseen bruise, every locked-away place, every I'm fine that was never really true. And it will not stop flowing. I will keep pouring until joy returns to your countenance, until peace becomes your portion, until strength rises where weakness once lived. You are not too far gone. You are not beyond repair. You are not too complicated for me. My compassion is not temporary. It is not based on your behavior. It is rooted in my very nature. I am mercy, and I have chosen to set my mercy upon you. Let me tell you what I see when I look at you. I see beauty rising from ashes. I see resilience forged in the fire. I see purpose hidden within pain. I see someone who has been marked by heaven. The very thing you thought disqualified you is the place I will use to reveal my glory. The thorn that has tormented you will become the testimony that delivers others, for I never waste a wound. And when I heal, I don't just restore, you shine. There is a fragrance to those who've been healed by me. The oil of compassion leaves a scent, humility, kindness, gentleness, depth. You will carry it, and others will be drawn not to your strength, but to your surrender. Yes, healing begins with surrender. Not by striving, not by fixing, not by pretending. Just by saying, Lord, I give it to you. Give me your sorrow. Give me the abuse, the divorce, the addiction, the self-hate. Give me the moments no one knows about but still haunt you in the dark. I already saw them. I was already there. And now I bring my oil. You will be healed. You will be whole. You will love again, laugh again, hope again. I speak to the parts of your soul that shut down from disappointment. Come alive. I speak to the parts of your heart that closed in fear. Open again. I speak to your body weary from grief and anxiety. Be still and know that I am God. This is not the end. This is the mending. This is the anointing. The oil I pour today is preparing you for tomorrow. Not just to be healed, but to become a healer. Not just to survive, but to overflow. There are others waiting on the other side of your healing. Others who need the very compassion you are receiving now. And when they come, they won't need perfection. They'll need presence. They'll need your scars, your story, your oil. So let me pour freely. Let me restore deeply. Let me finish what I've begun in you. You are not just being comforted, you are being commissioned. Rise, beloved, not in your own strength, but in mine. Rise, not as one who limped through life, but as one who carries the oil of heaven. Rise and walk as one who has been with the healer. My compassion has made you whole, and now you carry its fragrance wherever you go. My child, breathe. You've been holding your breath for far too long, bracing for bad news, waiting for the next wave to crash, living in survival mode as if peace were something distant, something reserved for another season. But I say to you now, it's time to breathe again. not just with your lungs, but with your soul. I am the God who breathes life. I breathed into Adam and he became a living being. I breathed upon dry bones and they rose into an army. I breathed upon my disciples and they received my spirit. And now I am breathing into you. Inhale my presence, exhale your fear, inhale my peace, exhale your anxiety. Inhale my promises, exhale your weariness. You are not created to live gasping for joy, starving for hope, or stretching to find peace. You were created to walk in the rhythm of renewal, a steady inhale of my spirit, and a steady exhale of every burden. Let me teach you that rhythm again. You've come through fire. You've walked through grief. You've carried sorrow like armor. But now let me be your breath, not just your rescue, but your rhythm, not just your healer, but your sustainer. There is a breath that does not come from your strength. It comes from me. It does not run out when the day grows long. It does not waver when the world shakes. It is steady, eternal, alive. My breath is not merely oxygen, it is spirit. It is power. It is presence. And when you receive it, you are renewed, not just restored to your old strength, but renewed into something greater. You've asked, how can I begin again? And I answer, with one breath. One breath can restart the rhythm. One moment of surrender can reset your course. One encounter with me can undo years of striving. Let me blow away the dust of disappointment. Let me clear the fog of confusion. Let me breathe clarity where chaos tried to settle. You are not a lost cause. You are not beyond revival. You are not stuck where you are. I am breathing new life into you, and when I breathe, everything changes. The places in you that felt numb come alive. The parts of your heart that stopped dreaming wake again. The visions you buried out of fear rise with boldness. This is the breath of renewal. It does not come from trying harder. It comes from yielding deeper. You do not have to perform for this, you only have to inhale. Just as lungs expand to receive air, your spirit expands to receive me. Let me fill you again. Not just partially, not just enough to get by, but until you overflow. There is a fresh wind blowing. Not the wind of the world, but the wind of my spirit. It is not coming to destroy what you've built, but to breathe upon what I planted in you long ago. Some things in you have not died. They have simply gone dormant, waiting for my breath. And now the wind is here. Receive it, not with fear, but with trust, not with suspicion, but with surrender. You don't need to understand every step. Just receive the breath for this one. Do not be afraid to begin again. I specialize in new beginnings, not recycled hope, but new hope. Not a patched life, but a new creation. Not partial renewal, but total restoration. Even now I am breathing on your mind. Clarity is returning. I am breathing on your emotions. Peace is rising. I am breathing on your body. Strength is returning. I am breathing on your faith. Vision is coming alive again. You thought you needed a breakthrough, but what you needed was breath. You thought you were too dry, but dry bones still respond when I breathe. You thought it was over, but I was only pausing to breathe something fresh. There is a difference between striving and breathing. Striving says, I must do this on my own. Breathing says, I trust you to carry me. So release the need to figure it all out. Release the lies that say you're falling behind. Release the fear that tells you it's too late. Take my breath instead. Let it fill your lungs and flood your spirit. And as you receive it, you will notice something new. Your posture will shift. Your prayers will deepen. Your perspective will lift. Because renewal doesn't just restore, it repositions. It causes you to see differently, to believe differently, to move differently. You will walk lighter. You will speak with clarity. You will love without fear, because you're not doing it on your own anymore. My breath is enough. My spirit is your supply. You were never meant to be your own source. Let me breathe into your routines, your relationships, your purpose. Let me blow away every stale place of religion, every dusty corner of old expectations. I want to make your life a sanctuary of continual renewal. This breath is not just for a moment, it is for every day. Wake up and breathe me in. Walk into rooms and breathe peace into the atmosphere. Sit in my presence and breathe stillness into your mind. And when the world tries to suffocate you with fear, you'll remember, you carry the breath of the Almighty. You are not shaken. You are not empty. You are not breathless. You are full. Let this chapter be a turning point. Let this be the day you stop merely surviving and start breathing again. Not because the world is perfect, but because my spirit is present. Even now, as you pause, I am breathing on you again. Receive it. You are renewed. You are restored. You are ready. My child, I have seen your tears, every one. The silent ones that slipped down your cheek at night. The hidden ones you wiped away before anyone could see. The fierce ones that fell during prayers that had no words. I saw them all, I caught them, and I treasure them. You may not understand how pain could be precious to me, but I tell you the truth, I never overlook your sorrow. Not one tear is wasted, not one drop forgotten. Every tear you've cried in my presence is sacred. Every tear has a name. Every tear tells a story that heaven honors. You live in a world that tells you to hide your weakness, to keep smiling, to hold it together, to stay strong. But I am not like the world. I do not turn away from your pain. I do not ask you to be strong without me. I invite you to weep, because your tears are language to me. They speak what words cannot. They reveal what pride tries to bury. They release what heaviness tries to imprison. Tears are not a sign of failure. They are a sign that your heart still feels, that it is still alive, still soft. And I can work with a soft heart. Come now, child. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to perform here. Just let it go. Let it all come out. You are safe with me. Cry if you must, shout if you must. Fall apart in my presence, because this is where healing begins. You see, I am not only the God of answers, I am the God of presence. And sometimes I do not fix the pain immediately, because my desire is to be with you in it. To teach you that my nearness is more healing than any solution. That my arms are your refuge long before relief comes. You prayed for me to take the pain away. But I chose something deeper. I chose to meet you in it, to show you that I am not just God on the mountain, but also in the valley, not just in triumph, but in trembling. Let me whisper this truth into your soul. I am near to the brokenhearted. I do not despise your tears, I dwell within them. When the world dismissed your weeping, I listened. When no one noticed your silent cries, I stood beside you. When even you began to shame your own sorrow, I called it sacred. You are not too emotional. You are not too sensitive. You are not too much for me. You are deeply loved, deeply understood, and your tears are a testimony. There is power in your tears, not because they change me, but because they open you to be changed by me. They soften the ground, they cleanse the soul, they prepare you to receive joy again. For I have a promise, beloved, those who sow in tears will reap with joy, not may, not might, will. I see the seeds your sorrow has planted, seeds of compassion, seeds of mercy, seeds of endurance, and in due season they will break open and bear fruit, fruit that will nourish others, fruit that will last. But for now, if all you have are tears, bring them. Bring me your grief. I am not intimidated by its weight. Bring me your disappointment. I will hold it tenderly. Bring me your regrets, I will wash them clean. Bring me your memories, I will redeem them one by one. You are not broken beyond healing. You are not forgotten in your mourning. You are not abandoned in your questions. You are seen. You are held. You are known. And though the night has felt long, dawn is coming. Though the heaviness has lingered, I am lifting it even now. Though the sorrow has soaked your pillow, joy is rising with the morning. You don't have to rush this process. You don't have to be okay by now. You don't have to hide the ache just because time has passed. I work beyond time. I heal in layers, and I never rush what is sacred. Your healing is not too slow. Your process is not behind. You are right where I have you, in my hands, under my care, receiving my oil, carried by my spirit. So cry when you need to, weep, and let me hold you. And when the tears stop, let me breathe peace into the space they leave behind. This is not weakness, it is worship. This is not defeat, it is divine exchange. For every tear I give comfort, for every sorrow I give presence, for every ache I give healing, for every loss I give redemption. There will come a day when I wipe every tear from your eyes, but even now I am wiping some with my spirit. I am lifting some burdens now. I am replacing heaviness with hope. I am reminding you that grief does not mean you are faithless. It means you are human. And I chose to enter your humanity. Let that comfort you. I wept too. I wept at the tomb of my friend. I wept over a city that would not listen. I wept in a garden under the weight of pain. And I still weep with those who weep. You are never alone in your sorrow. You are never unseen in your tears. So rest now. Lay your head on my chest and let the pain pour out. I won't turn away. I won't rush you. I will simply be here until the storm passes, until the peace settles in, until the healing is complete. And you will know that the God of all comfort has visited you, not with thunder, not with fire, but with the gentleness of one who collects tears like treasures. Your tears have spoken. Now let my presence speak louder. Let it say, you are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are forever mine, and I will carry you until the tears turn into laughter and the weeping turns into dancing. My child, you may not always feel it, but there is a light inside you. A light I placed there before time began. A light that no darkness has ever been able to extinguish. This light is not from the world. It does not flicker with opinion nor fade with failure. It is divine, eternal, born of me, birthed in the secret place of your creation when I breathed my image into you and called you mine. Even before you could speak, your spirit carried my imprint. Even in seasons of silence and suffering, your light never went out. It may have grown dim, it may have been hidden, but it never left you because I never left you. Let me remind you now, you carry my light. It is not based on your performance. It is not earned. It is not borrowed. It is yours because you are mine. The enemy has tried to convince you that your failures disqualify you, that your history discredits you, that your brokenness defines you. But I declare over you now, you are not the sum of your scars. You are the bearer of my flame. Yes, you've been through darkness. Yes, you've walked through seasons where shadows seemed to overtake you, but even then the light within you remained. Do you know why? Because I never stopped shining through you. You were made to shine, not in arrogance, not in self-glory, but in divine radiance. A radiance that draws not attention to yourself, but worship to me. A radiance that says, look what God has done with what the world tried to break. Let me show you what this light really is. It is the courage to keep going when no one sees, the mercy you give when others least deserve it, the faith that whispers, still I believe, when everything screams, give up, the love you choose when it's hardest, the truth you stand for when it costs everything. You have underestimated what I placed inside you, but I have not. I see it even when you don't. I call it forth even when you try to hide. I fan the flame even when you think it's gone out. Child, you are not invisible in my kingdom. You are not small in my sight. You carry a glory that has been forged in the secret place. Let me tell you what I see. I see a lantern in the night. I see a candle in the window calling the lost ones home. I see a fire in the wilderness guiding others to safety. I see a lighthouse standing strong through storm and tide. This is who you are. And this is why the enemy has fought you so hard. Because he fears your light. Because every time you rise again, he's reminded that my spirit still burns within you. But you must also remember, light is not afraid of darkness. Darkness is afraid of light. You do not need to shrink back when shadows gather. You do not need to be silent when confusion surrounds. You were made to shine, and shine you will, not with a forced brightness, but with an inner glow that comes from resting in who I've made you to be. You've looked to others and said, they shine brighter, but you don't need their flame. You need only to uncover the one I placed in you. Do not despise your process. Every trial has refined your light. Every season of surrender has polished the glass of your lantern. Every moment you trusted me in the dark has made your glow more pure. Now is the time to rise. Now is the time to uncover what's been hidden. Now is the time to walk boldly, not because of your strength, but because of mine. And wherever you go, darkness must flee. Not because you carry perfection, but because you carry presence. My presence, my spirit, my fire. Let me speak into your heart again. You are light. You are seen. You are chosen to shine, not someday, not when you feel worthy. Now, shine in your home, shine in your thoughts, shine in your weakness, shine in your waiting, shine in your worship. And when others are drawn to your light, tell them it is not from you, it is from the one who rescued you. This light is not for display. It is for purpose. It is for healing. It is for direction. You will guide others through valleys you once wept in. You will speak life into graves you once laid in. You will be a beacon, not because you've never been broken, but because I rebuilt you in love. So let your light speak. Let it testify. Let it stand. For even a small flame in my hand can set nations ablaze. And hear this, beloved. I am not calling you to become something you are not. I am calling you to become fully who you already are in me. You are my light bearer. You are my fire walker. You are my dawn bringer. And this is the season I am uncovering what religion buried, what shame tried to snuff out, and what fear told you to hide. Let me rekindle your spirit. Let me ignite your voice. Let me awaken the flame you thought was gone. It's still here. I'm still here. And together, we will shine. My child, the road I have set before you is not always the easiest, but it is the holiest. It is the road of obedience, a path not paved, with applause but with purpose. Not lined with comfort, but with my presence. I am not calling you to walk where the crowd runs. I am calling you to walk with me, sometimes through narrow gates, sometimes through lonely stretches, always with eternal weight. Obedience may not always look heroic. Sometimes it looks like saying yes when no one else understands. Sometimes it looks like walking away from what you want in order to receive what I've prepared. Sometimes it looks like trusting me when every feeling tells you to run. But hear me now, beloved. Obedience is not a burden. It is a doorway to peace you cannot manufacture, a doorway to purpose you cannot find elsewhere, a doorway to joy that is not based on outcome but intimacy. Do not let the world convince you that obedience is bondage. Obedience to me is freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from confusion, freedom from the slavery of self. I am not a dictator, child. I am a shepherd. And every command I give is for your flourishing. Every boundary I draw is protection, not punishment. Every no is a preparation for a greater yes. You've wrestled with my voice. You've questioned, why this way? Why now? But I say to you, because I know the full story, because I see the road you cannot, because I love you too much to let you settle. Your obedience is not about performance, It's about trust. Will you trust me when the outcome is unclear? Will you trust me when the answer is slow? Will you trust me when the path seems to cost more than it gives? This is where faith is forged, not in the shallow waters of convenience, but in the deep oceans of surrender. You may not always understand what I ask, but you can always trust who I am. I am not trying to control you. I am trying to lead you to abundance. The abundant life is not found in doing what seems best to man. It is found in listening to the whisper that says, "This is the way, walk in it." Even now I am calling you to higher obedience, not just obedience in actions, but obedience in attitude, obedience in your thoughts, obedience in your words, obedience in your waiting. I want all of you, not just the parts you offer on Sunday, not just the talents you surrender when it's convenient. I want the hidden yes, the quiet yes, the trembling yes, the yes when it hurts, the yes when it costs, because every yes you give to me becomes a seed, and seeds of obedience always bring harvest. Others may take shortcuts, but I have not called you to the shortcut. I've called you to the sacred route. It may be longer, it may look lonelier, but it leads to glory. It leads to fruit that lasts. You do not obey to earn my love. You already have it. You obey because you love me, and love, real love, always yields to the beloved. Even my son in the garden said, "Not my will, but yours." And in that surrender, the world was redeemed. So don't underestimate the power of your obedience. It may feel small now, but it echoes into eternity. You've been afraid of making the wrong choice. But if your heart is postured to obey, I will lead you. I am not a silent guide. I am a speaking Father, and I will not let you wander in confusion if your heart is surrendered. Trust the stillness. Obedience often begins in quiet, in the moments no one sees, in the decisions that seem insignificant but build foundations. Do not chase the spectacular, choose the obedient, for miracles are hidden in obedience. Provision is found in obedience. Breakthrough is released through obedience. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for surrender, for hearts that say, "Even if I don't understand, I will follow," for hearts that value my voice over popular opinion, for hearts that fear missing my will more than they fear missing opportunity. This is the road of obedience, and I walk it with you. Yes, there may be tears along the way, but there will also be glory. There may be sacrifice, but there will also be joy. And in the end, you will look back and see, every step was worth it. Let me steady your feet. Let me strengthen your resolve. I am not just calling you, I am empowering you. Obedience will not be your burden, it will be your delight. Because as you walk in step with me, you will begin to see what I see, feel what I feel, move as I move, and your life will shine, not because of what you've achieved, but because you obeyed when no one was watching. You trusted when others doubted. You followed when the path wasn't paved. That is what pleases me. Not loud religion, not showy faith, but a heart that whispers daily, "Yes, Lord." So take my hand, let me lead. Even when the road bends, I will not leave you. Even when the map is unclear, my voice will guide you. And every step you take with me will be covered in grace. You will not miss your destiny by obeying me. You will walk directly into it. My beloved, you may not feel celebrated, you may not feel seen, but I have been watching, not as a distant judge, but as a loving Father. And I want you to hear this clearly. I am pleased with your faithfulness. When others quit, you stayed. When the feeling faded, you still prayed. When answers didn't come, you kept believing. When the crowd turned away, you chose me. And though few have noticed the quiet sacrifices you've made, I have noticed everyone. They are not forgotten. They are not wasted. They are weighty in heaven. You have worn your faithfulness like a mantle, silently, humbly, steadily. And now I come to affirm what I've seen in secret. Well done. Keep walking. You are closer than you know. Faithfulness is not glamorous. It rarely feels extraordinary. It is woven in the ordinary days, in quiet obedience, in slow trust. But in my kingdom, faithfulness is never overlooked. It is crowned. Others may chase flashes of glory, but you, yes, you have chosen the steady flame, and that flame is holy to me. Let me tell you something sacred. I entrust more to those who are faithful with less, because I know you don't just want power. You want purity. You don't just want visibility. You want my voice. You don't just want impact. You want intimacy. That is why I'm clothing you now with something eternal, the mantle of faithfulness. It is not made of accolades. It is not stitched with applause. It is woven with consistency. It is dyed with perseverance. It is soaked in humility, and it fits you well. You have learned to walk with me in the hidden place. And soon, I will open doors no man can shut, not because you pushed for them, but because you stayed when no one else did. I honor those who honor me in secret. I exalt those who kneel in private. You've been faithful in prayer, even when you felt unheard. You've been faithful in service, even when unseen. You've been faithful in your waiting, even when weary. And now I say, I am faithful to you. I have not forgotten your seed. I have not ignored your tears. I have not missed your yes. There is a harvest appointed to the faithful, and you are standing at the edge of it. Do not grow weary in doing good. Do not let the delay deceive you. Do not let the silence trick you into stepping back. I am moving in. Your faithfulness, even when you see no result, I am building something in you that cannot be stolen. Character, integrity, anointing that lasts. What you're carrying is not light, but I have given you the strength to bear it. You are not weak. You are weighty. You are not behind. You are being built. You are not small. You are strategic. Faithfulness is the language of heaven. It is the mark of those I can trust with legacy, and you, my beloved, are walking in that mark. Remember this, I do not measure by speed, but by surrender. I do not reward trends. I reward trust. I do not anoint the loudest. I anoint the faithful. This is not the season to give up. This is not the time to look around. This is the moment to press in, to lift your eyes, and to know. Your faithfulness has found favor. You've walked through delay without resentment. You've carried others when you felt empty. You've endured trials and kept your heart clean. You've asked for my will, not just my blessings. And now, I am clothing you with something unshakable. The mantle of faithfulness is your inheritance. Wear it with confidence. Walk in it with joy. It is not a burden. It is a banner that says, "This one belongs to me, and I will fight for what belongs to me." There is more coming, not because you demanded it, but because I promised it. There are rewards reserved for those who stayed. There is favor prepared for those who did not chase it. There is promotion waiting for the faithful ones. So keep sowing, keep praying, keep standing. Your yes still matters. Your devotion still moves me. Your love still reaches me. And I will complete the work I began in you, not by force, but by faithfulness. My beloved, this is not the end. It is the beginning. This is not merely the closing of a chapter, it is the opening of a gate into the fullness of my heart, my purpose, my dwelling. I have whispered. I have waited. I have walked with you through shadows and storms. And now I speak with clarity. Come, not later, not when you feel worthy, not when the pieces are finally in place. Come now. Come as you are. This is my final invitation, not of desperation but of desire. Not because I need you, but because I want you. Because you are the one I formed in the secret place. The one I've pursued through the wilderness. The one I've spoken over, wept over, died for, and now call home. I am not inviting you into religion. I am not asking for rituals. I am not chasing performance. I am longing for communion, heart to heart, spirit to spirit. I want your whole self, the healed and the hurting, the strong and the weary, the certain and the struggling. I am not deterred by your questions. I am not threatened by your doubts. I am not disappointed in your pace. I only ask, let me in. Open the door fully, not halfway, not just on Sundays. Let me enter every room, in your heart, especially the locked ones, especially the hidden ones. I am not like others who knocked and wounded. I come with healing in my hands and eternity in my eyes. Let me be your resting place. Let me be your source, not just your supplement. Let me be the breath in your lungs and the light in your bones. Let me be your everything, for I gave you mine, my blood, my name, my kingdom, my spirit, my love, and I still offer it all. This is the final invitation, because there is an urgency now. The time is short, the night is deepening, the world is shifting, and I am drawing my beloved ones into a place of deeper consecration. Not fear, not frenzy, but intimacy. You have walked with me, but now I say, abide. You have heard me, but now I say, live in me. You have followed me, but now I say, become one with me. I am calling my bride to prepare her heart, to trim her lamp, to cast off every lesser affection, to say yes without hesitation. I am not a visitor, I am the bridegroom, and I come for those who have made themselves ready, not by effort but by surrender. Will you let me sanctify you? Will you let me burn away the distractions, the compromise, the fear of man? Will you let me clothe you in white, garments of trust and truth? There is no more time for partial devotion, no more time for casual Christianity, no more time for playing with shadows while calling it light. I want all of you, because I am giving you all of me. Let me write my name upon your heart. Let me speak my vows over your soul. Let me place a seal upon your forehead, one that says, this one belongs to me. This is not about doing more. It's about becoming mine in every way. I know the world is loud. I know the hour feels heavy. But I say, lift your eyes. The trumpet is being raised. The King is at the door. And I want you ready, not with fear, but with fire. Not trembling in shame, but shining in glory. Let this be your answer. Yes, Lord, I am yours, now and forever. No more delay, no more negotiation, no more excuses. I am not a seasonal savior. I am an eternal King, and I have chosen you. So, my child, here is my final invitation. Come to the altar. Come to the garden. Come to the secret place. Come to the upper room. Come to the throne. Come to the feast. Come into my heart. There is no room. You cannot enter now. There is no veil between us. I tore it with my own body so that you would never again stand outside longing. You are invited into fullness, into fire, into friendship, into forever. This is my call. This is my cry. This is my covenant. Come and never look back.